Hello there, Gemini. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly video tarot forecast for February 9th through the 15th. I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. I actually named my tarot decks, so what you heard me saying was actually the name of my deck. It's named Precision. So anyway, this is the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg is the deck if you would actually look for it to find a copy of this deck for yourself. And so let's just get started. Gemini, Monday. What you have coming up is you have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so what I'm hearing, Queen of Sorrows. The Queen of Swords is typically known as the Queen of Sorrows. This is going to be somebody who has lost someone significant in their lives. In other words, someone has crossed over. So I'm feeling like, not feeling like this is you, Gemini, so don't panic. Nobody panic. This is just somebody that shows up in your life on Monday. So this is going to be a female person who maybe has lost a significant other or a son or a brother or a father, somebody, and that is still affecting her moods and how she feels about things. She is still grieving is basically what's going on, whether it's at a low level or whether it's at a very obvious level, but she still has some grief issues going on, and she may not be that comfortable talking to you about them. I'm feeling like some of them will and some of them won't, about half and half mix. Just know that just because she's not talking to you about this doesn't mean that she's not feeling some things about this. But a lot of times whenever people do go through grief, you don't always know how other people are going to handle seeing your emotions. So many times you learn to just kind of be quiet about that. And so if it seems like for about half of you that's what's going to be going on. So sometimes when you're quiet about things like that, even though they're bothering you, other things can be annoying or irritating, and these would be things that normally wouldn't. So when you see this person come into your life, just realize that, if they're kind of feeling really bad or down or grumpy, that there's probably more going on than what they're telling you about. And try not to take anything that they do that might be feel really negative too personally. Try to cut them some slack. For those of you who this person is going to be openly really grieving and not really trying to hide it, this person on Monday is just going to be really just needing a little bit of support and some help because for whatever reason this just is a rough day for them. And maybe there's not a logical reason, but it still is a rough day for them. And I'm feeling like they do need your support on Monday, Gemini, whichever way they come in, whether they're admitting that they're going through grief still or whether they're not. I do feel like either way, excuse me, they just need somebody to kind of help hold them up. I almost said lift them up, but it's not even that, just to help hold them up because they're about to hit the ground right now. Okay? So, Gemini, Tuesday, 10 of Clubs. 10 of Clubs just means that you're picking up some kind of family responsibility on Tuesday. So this could be like, taking one of your kids to a soccer game or a basketball game or whatever's in season right now. I'm so not the sports person, and the more you watch me, the more you'll realize that. So it could be, taking a child to some kind of practice, maybe even music practice, what have you. It can also be doing something for your parents, maybe sorting their medicines out for the next week or the next month or whatever. Maybe coming over and help them sort through their bills. Things like this. This is just something where you're picking up a responsibility to help someone in the family. Now, Wednesday, what we have coming up is the Ace of Clubs. And that means Wednesday, there's going to be something happen that makes you feel really inspired. I feel like for most of you Geminis, what's going to happen is somebody's going to do something right in front of you that just makes you go, wow, look how they handled that situation. And look at the results. That's so much better results than what I normally get the way I handle my situations that are similar. And so I feel like it's really going to inspire you to sort of change your tactics in a certain area of life with certain situations that come up. For many of you, this is going to actually inspire you to change your tactics with some loved ones. And for an even smaller group of that section, for many of you, it's going to be with your significant other, that you're going to change your tactics about certain situations with them just because you want better results than what you've been getting before. And so when you see this other person handle something so well, you're like, oh, how come I didn't think of that before? That is so going to work. So I see you making some changes because of this inspiration that comes in on Wednesday. And this is inspiration from watching other people and how they handle their situations. Okay, so then what we have on Thursday is we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Now, Six of Swords in reverse talks about lifestyle change. Occasionally, I see this card come up as a change of school or change of work or change of location. Only occasionally. Typically, lifestyle change is going to be something that is more along the lines of something that you change to be a more healthy person physically. So this would be something like maybe I've had it come up for people eliminating gluten in their diet. I've had it come up for people that were not drinking anymore, people that quit smoking, people that quit doing street drugs, people that quit doing prescription drugs. All of this stuff. All of these things are lifestyle changes. I mean, they really impact your day. And all of these are lifestyle changes. These are changes that impact your day, and they impact them in a very positive way. So these are the types of things that this card is talking about. So on Thursday, I feel like if you are not actually beginning this new lifestyle change, rubber meeting the road, I feel like you're going to be making that critical decision of this has to change, and starting to put into plan some kind of actions that you can start taking so that you actually do make that lifestyle change. Okay, so that's your Thursday, Gemini. And then Friday, you have the Justice card coming up. So the Justice card just means that somebody is making some kind of decision about you and about some kind of action that you took. They're really evaluating your motivations. They're evaluating where you were coming from, what were you trying to accomplish, what really happened, why wasn't it the same as what you were trying to accomplish, are you being honest about what you were trying to accomplish? All of those things are coming into question on Friday. Now, this can be actually a court situation. It does show up as a court situation quite often. If it's not a court situation that you're dealing with, then Gemini, it may be something where you're being judged on a family level, or it could be something where you're being judged by your significant other or your partner in a relationship, or it could be something that you're being judged about at work. But there's some kind of situation that you're kind of in the hot seat. People are looking at you and your motivations and the outcomes of your actions. Okay, so that's what I see going on Friday. And by the way, I do see it turning out well for most of you. All right, so then Saturday, Page of Cups, you're going to be receiving some kind of message of love. Now, message of love. When people come to a psychic, a lot of times what they're focused on is love, 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 love. And I'm not talking about family love or friendship love. I'm talking about that romantic, erotic love, that special someone love, that one and only love. Okay? Well, guess what? This card could be talking about that, but it also might not. So, you're going to be receiving a message of love. This message of love could come in from your partner, from your lover, could come in from your child, from another family member, from a business associate, from a friend, from a perfect stranger on the street. You could receive a message of love. A message of love can be anything from an engagement ring or an anniversary ring all the way down to a picture that a kindergartner or a preschooler draws at school with a picture of a heart that says, "I love you, Mom." Okay? So don't have any narrow-minded expectations about what this message of love could be. Okay? Just know that on Saturday you're receiving a message of love, and be open to whatever it may be, and just enjoy it when it comes along. Okay, so Sunday, Ten of Swords in reverse. And I love the Ten of Swords in reverse. A lot of times when I'm looking at a reverse card, what I see is, okay, how would gravity affect what's going on in this card? Because now it's upside down. And so when I look at this and I see how gravity would affect this card, I imagine all those swords just falling right out of that person's body because gravity would be pulling them out. Okay? So when you have a Ten of Swords reversed, what this means is that you have been in a situation where people have just been gossiping and running their mouths when they shouldn't be running their mouths about you. Everybody knows people like that. We all have them in our lives. We wish we could take that duct tape and just go, shut up. But we can't do that. So we have to let them keep running their mouths. Or as my dad would say, running their pie holes. So we've had some people that have been running their mouths when they shouldn't have about us, spreading rumors that weren't even true. And so when the Ten of Swords comes up reversed, this just means that there is coming an end to that. So usually what happens when there comes to an end is that there is some kind of something that comes to a head, and your true colors come through in an undeniable way. And so all of a sudden, all of those falsehoods that have been floating around about you, people start realizing, wait a second, that just doesn't add up. How could that be true? Okay, so that's what I see coming in on Sunday. I see all of that rumor mill gossip stuff. I see all of that just falling away. All right, so Gemini, that is your week. For those of you who would like to book a session with me, please realize that I do more than psychic tarot readings. I also do medium readings, and I do spiritual healing. So check out my website. I'm at amista.info. That's amista.info. And then once you're there and you've checked me out a little bit, if you still decide that I'm the best person to work with, feel free to contact me and we'll schedule you a session as quickly as we possibly can. And for the rest of you, I'll see you next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.